Hello again. I'm Dave Gibson for Third Wednesday Magazine with another recorded reading by one of our contributors with a new book on offer. This time we'll hear from Colleen Harris. Colleen earned her MFA in writing from Spalding University. Her poetry collections include The Light Becomes Us, forthcoming in 2025, Babylon Songs, forthcoming in 2026, These Terrible Sacraments, The Kentucky Vein, God in My Throat, the Lilith poems. Colleen also has two chapbooks, The Reckless Sound and Some Assembly Required. She co-edited Women Versed in Myth, Essays on Modern Women Poets, and Women on Poetry, Writing, Revising, Publishing, and Teaching. And now, here is Colleen Harris.
Hi, my name is Colleen Harris. I'm very excited to be launching my newest title, which is The Light Becomes Us, which you can find at Main Street Rag. The first poem that I would like to read is one of my earliest poems, which was kindly published by Third Wednesday, which built my confidence as a young poet, for which I will always be grateful. Fishing. I call to the bass circling at my toes, pluck their silver sequins to sew into my dress. They dance like harrowed nymphs. I lie back in the boat, trail my fingers in the water, to feel their mouths kiss away dead skin. I bait my hook and they name me traitor. I keep their bodies on ice and fillet them carefully, carefully, as though I am a doctor, curing them of something other than life. This next poem is based on stories my mother told me of raising me as an infant while my father was away in the Navy, and how I would only sleep if she was driving me around in the car. Lullaby solo for viola. Other wives offered enough advice to sink your aircraft carrier. Whiskeyed milk, they said, when our daughter took to whaling. Flannel soaked in booze for her poor, raw gums. She never took to it. Only driving could calm the incessant crying. Me, a zombie in my robe, prowling dark side streets in an unfamiliar city, screaming baby in the car seat, circles around the block, circles beneath my eyes. She slept, though, without liquor. I watched the bottle shine, the way it moved, rich like molten gold, the way it sat quiet through all the squalls, the way it rocked back and forth like good sleep. I was 7 years old when the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster happened, and we watched the launch live on the classroom TV at Southwest Elementary in Brentwood, New York. Challenger. It takes 8 minutes for light to travel from the sun, slide through classroom windows, and spark the down on my forearms. 4.3 years for the shine of the next closest star to mosey to Earth and peek over pines to see the insistent Atlantic tugging at the skirts of Long Island. Other stars are tens of thousands of years dead. Millions, billions, zeros spill from my pencil and roll down the page. But it is morning, I am 7, and those star ghosts are consumed by the sun. The anchors are excited, and so are the teachers. One of their own will fly. 30 minutes to launch, and I am thinking of peanut butter. I am not scared by the rumble roar of liftoff. A victory cry against the crystalline sky, and the school is palsied with applause for 73 seconds. When I was a child, my family spent much of our summer vacations camping at Smith's Point and on Fire Island on Long Island. Looking back, Fire Island. I remember how we tucked our socks into our pants to thwart thirsty ticks, and even the hot dogs dripped with sweat before they hit the grill, broiling under a sun that scorched our freckles raw. The zinc paste you slathered to safeguard our noses never quite washed off. We left white prints on the pails and shovels we used to dig our way to China. The year the hurricane came, you and Dad stood at our backs, in easy reach, as we stood and watched the whip-wind sea. The last summer. We should have known by the way the water yanked at our ankles, the way the sand sucked us in until we could no longer see or feel our feet. The ocean held us close, taking a memory the way the sea does, tasting us whole for the last time. My father was a blue-collar worker, a union electrician, and this next poem tried to capture how my going to college far from home felt like a different universe. Air conditioning. I didn't go home that first summer. I took a job in an air-conditioned office surrounded by men in suits with loud ties and ladies who wore pantyhose, even in the deep sweat of July. I called Daddy, could hear him kick a can across his pristine yard as he yelled, "A job is not the same as work," called me too big for my britches and too proud to come home. I didn't go home the next summer either. I found a world where sweat was not a currency and summer stayed outside. And in this next poem, I was trying to capture how it feels to go from being a couple to being alone again after a long time. Things I learned when you left. I found small things, the places on my body I can't reach to scratch, my long-buried wishes for a daughter with your face. I've misplaced my joy, learned to cook for one. I can't warm my bed, I carry winter with me. The seasons never change. In just a few months, you left scars inked more deeply than any tattoo. I learned colors can leak from the world with no warning. Fitting a large bed with a sky worth of sheets is a chore best done by two. Mostly, I've learned that silence is a living, pulsing, purple thing, and that I cannot surprise myself with my own touch in the dark. And the last poem I'd like to read is the title poem of my newest collection, The Light Becomes Us. The birds start their matins in the near dark, serenade us into odd dreamscapes of lying together somewhere strange in a place where we are not strangers. We survive the night like soldiers, wary, aching for cover, wishing for more armor than this meager sheet, wrestling our breath into submission until we are no longer shocked by the trembling of flesh. Your fingers trace glyphs over my bare shoulders. I wonder what spell you cast into my flesh in this river-deep silence where our bodies are soft, sated creatures and our throats burn with what we will not say. My dark hair sighs across your cheek, brushes moonlight flakes from your shoulders. They come off on my fingers to shine under my skin. I make my quiet nest in the hollows of your bones as we lie leaden with sleep, the weight of your gasps still heavy on my tongue. You are an unripe rind, firm across my back. I am the fruit that will not long survive your loss. Morning swings her arms wide, and now you want me in the sun, laying me bare in this room that smells of our bodies and sleep. I am laid open in light, unable to leap into the black river of night. There is no shelter in this broad swath of no shadow. I am gently surprised by your open eyes, holding me in this glaring truth. At night, we can dress ourselves in heavy breath and darkness, but oh, how the light becomes us. And again, if you're interested, that latest collection, The Light Becomes Us, I'm very excited about it. And you can find it for sale at Main Street Rag. Thank you so much.
Once again, that was Colleen Harris reading from her book, The Light Becomes Us. Once again, I'm Dave Judson for Third Wednesday Magazine. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.